Here are Grandpa's 8 money mistakes he never makes, and neither should you. 1. Living beyond one's means. Grandpa knew that if you can't pay cash for it, you probably can't afford it. Back in his day, if you couldn't buy a new hat with what you had in your pocket, you made do with the old one. Today, credit cards make it easy to live like a king until the bills come due. Here's an interesting fact. Did you know that the term "keeping up with the Joneses" came from a comic strip in 1913, reflecting even then the pressure to match neighbors' spending? 2. Not saving or investing early. Grandpa started stashing away pennies in his youth, understanding compound interest like it was a recipe for his favorite stew. Nowadays, many young folks are too busy chasing avocado toast to think about retirement. Another cool fact. Albert Einstein supposedly called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world, a force so powerful he quipped, "He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it." 3. Over-reliance on credit. To Grandpa, credit was for emergencies, not for a new set of wheels every 2 years. Today's easy credit culture could make you think money grows on trees. Did you know the average American household with credit card debt now owes over $8,000, according to recent data? 4. Ignoring or misunderstanding inflation. Grandpa might have hid money in his mattress, not because he was paranoid, but because he knew inflation was real. Today, keeping cash in a bank that gives you 0.1% interest while inflation runs at 2%, that's like watching your money shrink. Inflation can be sneaky. If your money doesn't grow at least at the rate of inflation, you're essentially losing purchasing power every year. 5. Neglecting insurance. Grandpa believed in insurance like he believed in Sunday dinner. No one likes paying for it, but when disaster strikes, you thank your lucky stars. Modern folks often skip it, hoping for the best, not planning for the worst. Did you know that the insurance industry began in ancient times with maritime loans, where lenders provided cash for sea voyages with the condition that if the ship sank, the loan was forgiven? 6. Not having an emergency fund. Rainy days weren't just a metaphor for Grandpa. He had cash set aside for them. Now, many live so close to the edge, a flat tire could send them into a financial tailspin. Financial advisors often recommend an emergency fund, covering 3 to 6 months of living expenses. That's a lot of just-in-case money. 7. Failing to diversify investments. Grandpa might not have known the term diversification, but he knew not to put all his chickens in one coop. Today's investors sometimes forget this, chasing the next big stock market boom. Here's an interesting fact. The old adage, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket," was literally about transporting eggs without breaking them, a principle now applied to finance. 8. Overspending on education or certifications without considering ROI. Grandpa might have valued education, but he'd also ask, "Will this make me more dough?" Today, some chase degrees or certifications like they're Pokemon, without thinking if they'll ever catch 'em all in terms of career benefits. The cost of college tuition has risen by over 1,200% since 1978, far outpacing inflation, making it more crucial than ever to consider ROI. So there you have it. The wisdom of the ages, or at least of one wise old grandpa, boiled down to 8 simple rules. Follow them, and you might just end up as financially savvy as him. While Grandpa didn't have a subscribe button or a bell for notifications, if he did, he'd say, "Hit that subscribe button, kid, and let's make that bread."